Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new painting tutorial, and this time I'm going to explain how I paint the Tzaangors. So this is the color scheme that you are going to see here. Okay, this is how I'm painting my Tzaangors, and I will do the same here. The only difference is this: I go more on purplish on pinkish colors. But yeah, let me explain you how to do the Tzaangors and how I do them. And the first thing we are going to do is I'm going to start with Fenrisian Grey, and I'm going to paint the skin. As you can see, I start with a white primer. Normally I don't prime too heavy. You see that the plastic is still visible through the primer. I think this is the right way to prime, and I don't like to prime too heavy. So now what we are going to do is we are going to apply a thin layer of Fenrisian Grey on the skin. Okay, try to be as thin as possible, and I will do also this type of things that have at the back of the hair, this type of hair, or I don't know what is this thing, so tentacles. So let's start with this thin layer. I will do this and I will come back once this is done. So the next step, I will paint the armor plates with Sotek Green. Okay. So again, we do thin layers. Don't be too much concerned about covering or not. You want to really ensure that you don't leave any gap, but it's not a big deal if you paint a little bit the rim of the armor. The rim will go in gold, but at this stage you can almost paint over the ring of the armor. Okay, and here I realize I missed a part of the skin, so I will need to go back and do this part. So yeah, we just do with Sotek Green the part of the armor plates. So I will do that, and I come back once this is done. So the armor is painted, and now the next step, I will paint the horns using Ushabti Bone. What I'm doing now is I'm applying the main base colors to see how everything is looking like. At the beginning, yeah, when you just apply base colors, you find the miniature is missing something, and indeed is missing all the detail. But in this step, what we want to see is just apply all the base colors, and yeah, and I'm just doing that. I will not do the rim of the armor. This will go after doing the wash on the armor plates. But as I'm waiting that the other base colors are drying before doing the wash, I'm just applying the Ushabti Flesh Bone on the horns. So this is my way to save time. Is while I'm waiting the base colors to dry and before doing the wash, I try to paint things that will not interact too much with the wash, or it will not give me problems. And also parts that it's good that I have painted before, because I like to have a good, I would say a good hard border between these horns and the skin. So I will do a wash of purple. So this is why I want to have this, because I want to be clear where I have horns, or where I want to paint with the color of the horns and where not. So again, here I do the horns. Okay, but you will see that I will not do the same for other elements. Okay, try to apply thin layer. And you see that to keep very visible the texture of the horns, because it will help a lot to paint the rest. As you can see, I apply a little bit too much paint. This is just a tip. So I really want to be thin, and I'm removing a little bit of the paint. So, okay. I will that this dries, and while this is drying, I will do the next base color. That is going to be quite a strange one. I want to go for a copper looking, for a copper look, and I will use a screaming bell. Okay, this is a very reddish metal, and I thought that okay, why not to use this color on the Tzaangor followers, because at the end you see here the color is really reddish. Okay, and you will see now when I start applying. It's covering very well, although it looks quite watery. But you see it's really orangey reddish metal. And I really like this color, and it's contrasting very well with the rest, with the gold. So I will do some part here. I'm doing also the blades with this color. So I will apply these colors where I want this copper look, and if you want to see at the end, it will look like this thing here. Okay, so this is the look I'm looking for, and here is how it's looking like after doing the wash. Okay, so as you can see, I have Tzaangors in different states of the painting job. If you follow my channel, you know that I did the first 3 somewhere in summer or in September, and now I will do, indeed September is the last month of summer. Now I will do these 3 more, really pushing myself to finish the silver tower kit before starting anything else, although I did something in between. So I will paint this. Okay, I will apply this color, and I come back once it's applied. Next, I'm going to use blue horror on the cloth, on the tabard he is wearing. Okay, it's more pale than the color we use for the skin, and don't worry about the contrast, because later on after the washes you will see that the contrast is more visible. Just as an example, here you have one that is already finished. So I'm showing the finish to show you what is the final objective and how I achieve this final result. Okay, so I will do that. I apply this base color here, and I come back once this is done. So now that the main base colors are applied, I will start doing the first wash. I was waiting a little bit to be sure that the base colors are dry, and I'm going to use the Druchi Violet. Okay, so I'm going to do a wash with Druchi Violet on all the skin, all over the skin. So I was changing. So I'm going to, again, you do a wash. Try to avoid that you have pools of wash, but you can go quite heavy with that. I really want to give this purple violet tonality on the miniature, so I will go quite heavy on that. Okay, you can do even 2 layers of this wash, just to avoid that the wash, what you want to go heavy, but you want to avoid that the wash is pooling or is accumulating in one of the parts of the miniature. So really you have to be careful with that. So I go, as I say, I will apply this wash here on the horns. I try to be careful not to dirten. If you dirten the horns, you have just to clean up later on before doing the wash on the horns. Okay. And I have not done the gold, because if not I will dirten the gold, and I need to clean later on, so it makes no sense to do that. I do this type of tentacles, so this type of appendix that this guy have at the back as well. I'm thinking to do something different to what I did on my previous Tzaangor, so here and then here. And you will see that after this first step the miniature will really start looking much better, because you start seeing more clearly the detail of the miniature. Okay, really the paint job changed dramatically after the wash, so before and after a wash. Although this beak will go in a different color, I also do the wash. You want to avoid to miss anything. The washes, you have to be sure that you don't miss any part, and sometimes if you have a doubt, it's better to wash something that will go with a different color than forget washing something that you need to wash. Okay, so be sure, look all the miniature from all the different angles and just apply the wash. So I will keep doing that and I will show you once the wash is dry. So this is how it looks like once the wash, the violet wash have dry. Okay, we will need to clean and we will need to work a little bit more on that, but it's just to look how it's looking like. And now we are going to do a wash with Drakenhof Nightshade. This is a blue wash. We are going to apply this on the armor. And I want to apply this before doing the gold, because if not, the gold will look dirt. So I'm going to apply this wash. Yeah, the blue is not working well on the gold, so you want really to do this before doing the rim of gold on the armor plates. Okay, you can see I'm going to apply this on all the different armor plates. So again, we try to avoid that is to darken too much the armor. As you can see, I don't care if I go on the white where the gold will go later. What is important is that we don't miss any spot. So it's more important that than trying to make this clean. Okay, that step, because we are going to paint the gold. The white is going to be painted with the gold color anyway. Okay, and we are going to use Retributor Armor for the gold that can have good coverage, almost on top of any color. So I'm going to do all these armor plates. Try not to forget anyone. Okay, these ones here on the these ones here. Okay. Now we wait until this dries before doing the next step. Okay. I don't want to go too dark, so I'm removing now where I think that there is too much wash. Okay, so we wait that this dries and I come back. So next step, I'm going to apply Retributor Armor on all the rims and all the decorations of the Tzaangor. So we shake it well. and we are going to do. So one of the tips when you're doing the rim of the armor is try to go with the brush flat and sideways. Okay, in that way you will be you will use the scope to help you in doing the rim. Okay, don't forget to do this part here at the bottom. So this is a step that can take you some time, but now is the right moment to do it, that we have done the main washes before doing the highlights, because we need also to do wash on the gold on the metallics. So I'm going to do that. And apart from the tip that I explained, there is not much to say here. Okay, so sideways, you can see. Then we are going to paint also the weapon, this part here on the weapon and the bottom of the weapons. Okay, so we're going to do this. Okay, so and then of course here remove this armor. This we are going to do, we don't have to forget to do this part here and so I will be doing that and I come back once this is done. So after painting the gold, the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to apply again Sotek Green or the turquoise color that you want to use, and I'm going to clean where the gold went a little bit into the blue. So this is, of course, I doing this type of rims, it's easy to make some small mistakes. So really now the process is to clean where these mistakes happen. Okay. So, for example here, okay. So this is quite important to do, to have a good definition of the rim and to make it look nice and thin, as this is the miniature intent. Okay, so this clean is useful. I will keep doing that and I come back once it's done. Okay, now that the gold is done and it's trimmed around the armor, the next step that I will do is I will apply Agrax Earthshade on the reddish copper color. Okay, so we are going to do 3 washes. First, Agrax Earthshade on the most dark parts. Okay, so we can use better this. So as usual, we just apply the wash. Try to avoid that is pulling. You can see. Do this. We are going to apply also here. I'm using the matte washes. I'm not convinced about the glossy for metallics. I think they are too glossy and they do brights where you don't want them. So this is why at the end they do like shiny things where they're in places that you don't want them. So this is why at the end I prefer to use the standard washes and then highlight it in the traditional way. So as you can see, I do this on all the copper looking parts. I try to avoid dirtying the gold. Okay. Here and here. And now we wait until this dries before applying another wash. So yeah, I will wait until this dries and I will come with the next wash after. The next wash that I'm going to apply is Reikland Fleshade. Okay. We are going to apply this in all the gold parts. The only parts that we are not going to touch are the leather parts and the horns. So the horns we are going to use Seraphim Sepia. You also can use Reikland Fleshade on the horns. They will give a nice reddish tone. Maybe I can do that. Yeah, I will do that. So I will change my mind. So you will see how it looks like. You see, it will give more of reddish tonality, but it's also combining quite well to do horns. So in that way I will have, it's another way to break the uniformity of your army or of your miniatures. So just sometimes applying a different wash will give a different tonality and they will look different one from each other. So I like to apply this type of tweaks to break the, well, especially when miniatures are clonic, are the same miniatures, so this miniature is 2 times in the set. So to avoid that I have 2 times exactly the same paint job, I like to do these small variations. So we are going to apply this also on the gold part. Okay, I have to be a little bit careful because the Agrax Earthshade is not fully dry, but it's not an issue now. Okay, so we are going to apply here. We are going to apply here. Okay, so I'm going to apply on all the different gold parts. This will give the shade on the recesses we need to then to have to contrast against when we are starting doing the highlights. Okay. You see, I'm just places that are important to apply is here the chain. Okay. And then this also will give a nice dark thin line between the gold and the blue, and this is the reason that I don't do the white before, because some of the wash will flow a little bit into the, you can also do the bone color with it. Also skeletons look quite nice with this shade. They will look more reddish. It's another, yeah, but it will look quite okay. So I did some schools using this next in there. Okay. And as you can see, it's not glued to the base that he will go. We'll put him in one of these bases, but it's not glued to the base because in that way I will not, I have not risk of dirtying the base, I have not risk of rubbing the paint. and I have this of dirtying the miniature when I'm painting the base, so I paint them separately, and just in the last stages of the paint job I glue the miniature on the base. Okay, so yeah, I'm doing this on camera because I want to show you how it looks like after applying this wash. Okay, you need some precision, to be fair. You cannot do like we did on the skin, just wash with big brush all over the places, and when you have too much on the blue you just remove it a little bit. Okay, so yeah, here we have one part that we should not forget is here. It's quite easy to forget this underneath parts. Okay, and I think now I have applied the wash on all the gold, and you see that the gold is looking nice now, and we need to wait that the wash is drying at this point. Okay, and you can see this is now matte. So, and yeah, we are going to keep this reddish tonality for the horns on this guy. We are going to highlight, of course, to make it look more bony color. Okay, one part that I like to reinforce normally are the rivets, if you see some, because they will give a nice contrast when we highlight. But this how you do the washes. So here I will finalize the first part on the painting tutorial of the Tzaangor. I prefer to do it in two parts to make the edition more easy and to give you instead of making a big long video, to put it in two videos of medium size, so in the way that you can enjoy the first part, start practicing, and then you go for the second part when you are ready. So yeah, this is the painting tutorial on the Tzaangor, and be ready for the next part where I will do the highlights and the final touches and details. So as usual, yeah, please give a like if you have liked it, comment and share, subscribe if you don't subscribe it, and you can also support me in Patreon. I have a Patreon account, and all the support I receive in Patreon is directly goes directly to the channel. Yeah, that's all for now. As usual, thanks so much for watching. Very appreciated. See you later. Bye.